Welcome back to this video series on saluting women in history. In South India, particularly Kerala, the matrilineal system of inheritance was quite prevalent until the 20th century. It not only gave women tremendous power, but it also gave them the duty of managing their households and assets. Attingal, a minor kingdom in Travancore, had a long tradition of strong queens who were crucial to matters of governance. The successors were the children of the king's sister. In Attingal, only women were allowed to hold positions of power, and having a female heir was preferred above one who was male. The royal family would adopt young women from other royal families if Attingal lacked a legal heir. The demise of the Travancore monarch Aditya Varma in 1677 marked the beginning of Rani Aswathi Thirunnal Umayamma's reign. From 1677 to 1684, the younger Attingal Rani Umayamma, who was also Prince Ravi Varma's aunt, took the helm of the entire Venad area. The Ranis of Attingal were known as the Maharanis of Travancore. Maharani Umayamma. The life of this Rani is relevant to examine, among other comparable facts, that contextualize the underrepresentation of women in administration. Her life and the events that followed her passing are proof that, ever since the dawn of time, women have managed the problems of administration and governance with skill whenever given the chance. Aswathi Thirunnal Umayamma was known for her valor, beauty, and diplomacy. She was not only the queen of Attingal but also the head of a confederacy of semi-independent states such as Travancore, Nedumangad, Kottarakara, Kollam, Karunagapalli, and Kayamkulam. Her husband Aditya Varma was not able to control the priest, and they became very powerful. A group called Ettara Yogam, based in the Sri Padmanabha temple, is said to have assassinated the king, fired the palace, and drowned Umayamma's 5 sons. She was an epitome of grandeur, strength, and determination. Umayamma's brilliant rule was fueled by the fierce legacy of the Attingal Ranis. She had an independent army which she led on her own. She made sure that during her rule she dictated her terms to the English, putting an end to their vested interest even if the English continued to have business in the region. Kerala's contribution to India's freedom movement is just as significant as that of any other state in the Indian Union. Looking at the historical relevance of the place, Attingal is always remembered for the 1721 rebellion called the Attingal Revolt, where 133 Englishmen were brutally slaughtered in the guerrilla warfare 36 years before the Battle of Plassey, which claimed the lives of only 29 English soldiers. It was during the reign of Queen Aswathi Thirunnal Umayamma. The fact that Queen may not have a direct hand in the uprising, but her knights put up a valiant fight against the English. Therefore, it can be stated that one of the earliest uprisings in the history of modern India may have been the one in 1721, which was led by Kudaman Pillai, a Madampi, that is the knight of the Queen Umayamma. The legacy of Umayamma Rani has been submerged beneath the shine of the male Travancore princes as a result of such appropriation and patriarchal activities. After Umayamma's Rani's passing in 1698, a sizable void developed. The family lacked any female heirs. Although a queen was soon restored, she was still largely dependent on the nobles, whose power far outweighed the queen's. Maharani Gauri Lakshmi Bai. She was the only monarch of Travancore to rule for 2 years in her own right before becoming a regent. Gauri Lakshmi Bai introduced various social reforms. Festival taxes and property inheritance taxes were eliminated. The majority of the significant and prosperous temples under the administration of numerous temple corporations were appropriated and cleared of corruption and mismanagement. She also issued a royal proclamation on 5th December 1812 outlawing the sale and purchase of all slaves and granting them freedom with the exception of those confined to the ground for agricultural purposes. Under her rule, a vaccination department was established in Travancore in 1813, and the Queen decided to vaccinate herself and other members of the royal family in order to assuage her people's orthodox concerns about immunization. Maharani Gauri Parvati Bai. She managed the government with competence, efficiency, and judgment until the rightful heir rose to the throne because she was committed and duty bound to her duties. The compassionate, talented Maharani Gauri Parvati Bai instituted several reforms in her state, and some of them are the publication of the Royal Rescript in 1817, which marked the start of modern education in Travancore. Christians were allowed to attend church services by not performing public work on Sundays. For the usage of gold jewelry among the higher castes such as Nayars, special licenses had to be obtained by paying an Adhiyaran Panam, which was eliminated. She passed an important proclamation that allowed everyone in her kingdom to tile the roofs of their houses. Coffee cultivation was introduced into Travancore for the first time. Vaccination was introduced. The Maharani approved of Christian missionary activity in Travancore and even provided land for churches to be built there. She gave importance to higher education for the youths. College education was introduced for the first time in Travancore. These were all no small achievement for a Travancore queen when we remember that in early years of reign of Queen Victoria of England, the condition of women in England was far worse than in Travancore. Maharani Sethu Lakshmi Bai, who is considered to be the revolutionarist queen of Travancore, was an influential figure who transformed female education in her community. She was an elegant and royal as she lived for her people selflessly and loyally. She replaced Maharani Lakshmi Bai as a senior Maharani of Attingal at the young age of 6. The Travancore family was matrilineal, therefore even in the absence of a male heir to the throne, Sethu Lakshmi Bai had control over the whole administration and exercised full power. She was even a feminist and gave women's education a high priority and allowed them the chance to advance to important positions. She named Dr. Mary Punan Lucas the first woman to graduate from Travancore's medical school. The women's college in Trivandrum standards were improved under the leadership of Sethu Lakshmi Bai. In 1927, the Maharani provided an opportunity to study law to female students. As an outcome, Miss Anna Chandy became the first woman judicial officer not only in Travancore but also in the entire Anglo-Saxon world. She brought several social reforms during her reign. Animal sacrifice was banned in Travancore. She abolished the Devadasi system. Amendments were brought about in the same year in the Travancore Nayar Act with respect to the Marmakkal Thayam system in 1928, and the system was abolished as well. In 1926, she passed a Newspaper Regulation Act. A Central Road Board was founded in 1928. The Quilon-Ernakulam Railway was finished and public access to telephone services was also granted. The reign of Sethu Lakshmi Bai was considered to be the golden age of Travancore. To sum up, we could strongly establish the fact that Kerala still has among the best quality of life indicators in India, due in no small part to the educational reforms introduced by the queens and the relatively better position of women as a legacy from its matrilineal past. In addition, the Christian missionaries took the pioneering steps in promoting social reforms. They actively engaged in spreading the message of reform by imparting modern education to the untouchables. It resulted in the emergence of a new social order in Travancore, which was actually the outcome of the assimilation of traditional and colonial ideas. Actually, these factors paved the way for the formation of a civil society which watered the growth of women empowerment in Travancore.